Cass really wanted to get married. I was your typical young male that didn't actually wanted to get married at that time. And then 2 days later, I nearly died. So you might think, third generation real estate agent, absolutely was set for me, straight into real estate. I would always know what I was going to do. Definitely not the case. When I left school, I went into the advertising industry for 7 years. How I got into that is I actually did work experience in year 10 at McCann Erickson Advertising. My uncle worked there, and I'll never forget thinking, wow, this is the place for me. All everyone seemed to do, it was the 80s back then, is go out for long lunches and then parties after work. I thought, fantastic, this is me. I was 16. I certainly was not thinking about a, longevity of career and, security. I was thinking good times. I wanted to have fun and I wanted to work with fun people. So after my week's work experience, it was clear that advertising was the game for me. So I spent 7 awesome years in the advertising industry, and this is just coming out of the 80s. I started at 1990. The days of the long lunch were well and truly still happening. We actually used to get frowned upon if we were taking clients out to lunch and we came back to work. If you weren't out to lunch and then to dinner all the way through till late at night, you were frowned upon. Then I decided it was time to do some traveling. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to do what a lot of young people do, pack the bag, off I go. I got a one-way ticket to Vancouver. I had $700 in my back pocket. My father was absolutely horrified because the career was going extremely well, and off I went. I spent 18 months overseas, had a wonderful, wonderful time, as you do, early 20s, worked everywhere I went, met some amazing people, came back massively in debt. What am I going to do now? Decided, wasn't sure about advertising. I was just really looking for what was I looking for? I don't know. I was just in debt. I had to move home to live with my mum up on the Central Coast, and I decided to do some open houses with my dad for some cash money. Not forgetting, so third generation real estate agent here, property well and truly running through my veins, thinking, okay, all right, Dad, I'll come and do some open houses. I need the money. Off I went. First ever open house was 11 to 13 Victoria Road, Parramatta. I still remember the guy's face today. Purchaser came in. He not only bought the unit, I also had to list his unit to sell it so he could buy this. I ran back to the office and I said, Dad, how easy is this game? Why haven't you told me about this before? And looking back on that, I think, how did I find my purpose? And I work with young people. I see a lot of young people in the industry and doing various things. And they say, how did you find your purpose? How did you know it was for you, Jeff? Well, in actual fact, I really didn't. I actually thought it was not for me. And I think it's important, they say, there's a saying, go with the flow. I really went with the flow. I followed my heart. I was almost 30, third generation real estate agent, and I still hadn't worked out that real estate was my thing. I'd actually thought it's definitely not my thing, and stumbled across the open house and bam. So for those of you out there that haven't found your purpose, don't beat yourself up. Stop overthinking about it. It's one of the things that I will talk about that I say is one of my Moxham Mindset principles is openness. Being open to starting something new, being open to taking a risk, being open to change. Just be open and your gut will tell you if it's right. The gut feeling is actually a real thing. It's a physiological thing, that feeling. Follow it. So 10 years working with my dad at Moxham's Real Estate, wow, like, did I learn some stuff from Dad. At that time, he'd been an agent for 45 years. And my whole mission at that stage was, I'm going to take over the business. I'm going to take this into its third generation, and hopefully my son or daughter will take it into its fourth generation. And during that time in my life, I experienced some personal challenges. My beautiful wife today, we had been going out together for 7 years at the time, and Cass really wanted to get married. I was your typical young male that didn't actually wanted to get married at that time. And then 2 days later, I nearly died. I had a massive motorcycle accident, 2003, back of a motorcycle, of my mate's motorcycle, Sydney Road, Balgowlah, and I got absolutely smashed. Came out of that, and a couple of big things had changed in me. I'm not a terribly religious person, but for sure, that was meant to happen for a reason. One, I realised I'd made a massive mistake, and with my wife today, Cass, and I breaking up. Two, I didn't really want to take over the family business. For whatever reason, I just didn't want to. So this is about being open. For those of you who haven't found your calling or you haven't found your purpose, be open to change. Be open to what life throws at you. Things happen for a reason. Follow your gut. And again, as my dad always said to me, if it feels good, mate, do it. Thanks so much for listening. Please let me know if you like this. I've got lots more to share. Speak to you soon.